Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to be reviewing that of not one, but two figures. In other words, today I'm reviewing that of the Power of the Primes Legends class Battletrap and Roadtrap, and obviously Battletrap, because why wouldn't I do that? So, their vehicle modes, Battletrap turns into an AH-64 epoxy helicopter, and Roadtrap turns into a Ford F-150 camper truck. In other words, he turns into a truck, he turns into a helicopter, they combine to form a robot. However, this time around, they actually have their own individual robot modes, because, yeah, I mean, basically, their original toy was that if you took the air vehicle, you slapped it on here, and boom, they combined. There you go. That was the first one-step changer. Yep, there we go. That's the first one-step changer for you. But of course, you know, now with modern engineering, they have more complex transformations, and especially for this size, I'm surprised they're able to pull off. I'm surprised Hasbro was able to pull this off. A Legends class combiner. Obviously, of course, they're not without their flaw. You know, let's get into the individual reviews. Starting off with, let's get Battletrap out of here. We're gonna start off with Roadtrap. So like I mentioned, he turns into a camper truck, and yeah, he rolls pretty well. So there's that, and yeah, he's quite small in his alternate mode. Here's a non-transforming Transformers Prime knockout that I have just to show you how small he is. Please don't ask why I own this. As for a couple other size comparisons, here's Earthrise Wheeljack. I picked him up about last week. He's actually a fun little figure. I mean, he's a little desaturated, but I'll cover that more in depth in his review, which, geez, I have a lot of figures I need to catch up on. Earthrise Prime will be next, and then I'll cover either Wheeljack or Grapple, or even Ironworks. Speaking of Grapple, here he is compared with him. Let's just lower that down. Yeah, there you go. He's Grapple's kind of big, and here's a Sterling 30 hoist. Unfortunately, I couldn't find his little tow hook accessory, so I'm just using a random gun that I found that sort of works. The scale between these two guys actually works, and also the scale between this and Earthrise Grapple kind of works. Like, Grapple probably needs to be bigger, but the scale between these two definitely works. I'll cover that more in depth in Grapple's review. And possibly even Hoist's review if I ever find the blaster. Jeez, I'm just, I'm making more work for myself than is actually necessary. Of course, the vehicle mode is kind of flawed. I mean, if you've seen the back, yeah, obviously, Legends class figures, they ain't perfect. And especially because not only were they trying to, they're also trying to make these two guys combine. The rear half is, yeah, it's messy. And like, there's Roadtrap's chest. There's the autonomy of what he's going to become. Get a pair of pants. Yes, that is his alternate mode. Before we get into his transformation specifically, we're going to cover the other dude, Battletrap. Like I mentioned, he turns into a helicopter. If you actually pull this up a little bit, it spins a little more freely. I think that's pretty cool. Obviously, his vehicle mode is flawed as well. That's actually the combiner port for the combiner. We will get into that in a few minutes. Of course, articulation in this mode, he obviously has a large rotating propeller, because why not? Why not, I say. Yeah. Obviously, kibble-wise, you can clearly see that this is his torso right here. You can also see Battletrap's torso, but at least it tries to blend in. Then there's Roadtrap, obviously. Yeah, look, he's got visible head syndrome, unfortunately, and also visible combined mode crotch syndrome. That ain't even a thing. I just made it up. So, yeah, and as for a couple size comparisons with Battletrap, Battle Flash, here's the Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class Starscream. You may have seen him in my previous review for Studio Series Bone Crusher. In other words, a Dorito on arms and legs. Hoo boy, that's movie Starscream for you. Here is vintage G1 Astrotrain in its shuttle mode, obviously. I will review this, actually. He's very heavy. He is. And, finally, Siege 6 Gun, who is actually very big in his alternate mode. I wonder if that has something to do with him somehow being able to combine with a Titan class figure that I own. Or Metroplex. Anyways, so yeah, that's the vehicle modes. Now, if you hold please, I'm going to prop up the camera so we can do the transformation. Alright, now that we've propped the camera up, now we can now look at these guys' transformation. So, considering I like to road trap first, we're gonna cover him first. So basically what you want to do is you want to bring up this whole back section, bring up what will become the combined mode crotch, and rotate around the head. Yes, his head is near his crotch. It gets worse when we have to do the combined mode. I'm not saying the transformation is bad, I'm just saying it's kind of funny. Bring down the front wheels, untab the rear wheels, and rotate them around to become the front arms. Take the whole rear section of the vehicle, bring it up, and push it into the crotch, and then split the legs, bring up the front windows, bring up the front bumper, and fold in the front wheel. All the same stuff on the other side, and there you go. There you got yourself a road trap. And putting him back over here. Now let's take a look at Battle Flash's transformation, who is somewhat complex. So just push the rotor down. It's not actually a step in the transformation, it's just what I do. Bring up the front cockpit section, untab the rotor base, and split and rotate it around. Yeah, his robot mode's actually pretty cool. Take the combiner port and flip it back. Bring down the arms, unfold them, and basically reorient the arms to where they will be in robot mode. Drop them at his sides and rotate the biceps 90 degrees outwards. All of the same stuff on the other side. Split the legs, reorient them downwards, rotate the knees, bring up the tail rotors, all the same stuff on the other side, yada yada yada. Bring the arms back, open up his chest, bring up his head, close that up, close his back up, and there you go. There you got both of them in their robot mode. Surprisingly, that was some pretty simple transformations as opposed to my last review. You remember Bone Crusher, right? So let's pause here so I can transform everyone that we used in size comparisons into their bot mode. Alright, so now that I went through the excruciating process of transforming everyone, which was like all of 6 people, with respect to the hardest to transform out of all of them. I forgot how complex this transformation was. That now stiff some went through. Anyways, so yeah, here we have the 2 Legends scaled figures. Yeah, I should have brought Earthrise Cliffjumper out for this comparison, but I think I may have already done that comparison in that figure's retrospective review. You know, Cliffjumper, not these guys. I mean, this is a review for them. I mean, come on. Yeah, so we're gonna start off yet again with Road Trap. Crazy, right? Anyways, so Road Trap basically just looks like a tiny sound wave. I'm just gonna say that now. Like, if you look at his face, it kind of looks like G1 Soundwave. I mean, you know, you just look at it, it kind of does. Like, this is what G1 Soundwave would probably look like if you turned into a Ford instead of instead of a tape deck. This is what he would look like, people. Yeah, the detail on him is very nice. He is he's rather skinny for someone. I mean, granted, just comparing to Earthrise Wheeljack, yeah, a lot of them, yeah, proportions are a little bit odd these days. Although I will say, G1 Astro Train does kind of have a backpack, but it's a G1 figure, not a masterpiece figure. What do you expect, honestly? Yeah, so Battletrap's main color palette is dark blue, red, black, yellow, a touch of metallic silver. You know, the usual. His back, obviously, you can see the anatomy of what he will become, which is obviously a pair of pants. I've said this already. Some details that I do like, the faux taillights on the shoulders, even though in vehicle mode he didn't really have any, so I don't really know whether to call those fake parts or not. I mean, looking at all the figures I have over here, I don't think any of them utilize a single faux part. Like, dang. And of course, obviously, the whole front of the vehicle has become his feet. Why is this a common thing for smaller characters? Like, why do they always have to use the front of the vehicle as their... Heck, even Wheeljack does it. Like, what? Oh, this is an original design, so... As articulation, we have a swivel at the head. Only a swivel, it's not a ball joint, so we can't really look up or down or anything. Shoulders can only move 180. They can move out the standard 90. Over 90 degrees at the elbow. And ball jointed biceps. Nothing at the waist because it's a leggings class figure. What did you expect? Legs, hips are on a ball joint, which means it can go forward, backwards, outwards. Technically a side swivel, it's on a ball joint. We also got a knee swivel. That's actually pretty interesting. We got bend at the knee and even a little bit of pivot. That's more for the combined mode. Unfortunately, like his comrade battle slash, he doesn't come with a weapon. However, you can easily just go ahead and pry one off of Six Gun. And will this work? Will this work? Will this work? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? It's working. He's got a gun for pew pew bang banging now. Finally, after all these years. Obviously, it's not his gun. He just stole the part off of the Six Gun. Yeah, I kind of wish he did come with his own gun, but that would have probably increased the price a little bit from, I don't know, $10 to like $11. I mean, he's already got the combining feature. That should be enough. Yeah, so not gonna do size comparisons until I've covered both figures. Next up, we have Battle Flash, who is also white. I think he, let me just do a quick comparison. Yeah, he and Earthrise Wheeljack are practically the exact same color, that being a desaturated white. I actually don't really mind the desaturated white. I mean, if there's no battle damage inflicting on it, like on Siege Ape Face, that's the least of the problems I have with that figure, and I don't even own him. Yeah, the Siege Ape Face, not a good figure. Anyways, so, yeah. Obviously, from the back, he is very kibbly. You got part of his vehicle mode. You got the front of his vehicle mode on his back, although, to be fair, a lot of the figures I have out, save for Wheeljack, After Train, and Battletrap, all have the front of their vehicle plastered on their torso. Heck, even Jazz, who's over there, has anyways. So, yeah, one design choice that I like about Battle Flash is that he utilizes kibble of his copter mode as a weapon. of sorts. Kind of like Fall Cyber and Bruticus's Rotor Shield thing, except downscale. Why could Vortex never do that? Could Vortex do that in the game? Why could G1 Vortex never do this? That's what I want to know. Like, why not just charge into battle and use this Rotor Shield of... Use a spinning blade that yeah, it's kind of hard to get him into any poses and to have the blades spinning as well. Oh, hang on. So we got it. All right, there we go. I think we got it. Yep, there we go. He can just charge into battle and knock over some Autobots. This would be the actual scale between him and Wheeljack. So, yay. But scale doesn't exist. Silly Iron, scale doesn't exist. When has that ever been a thing? So his articulation is a tight rotation at the head. Arms can only move forward so far, but in turn they can also move out ridiculously. Like, I think he dislocated his shoulder. 90 degrees at the elbow. Bicep rotation via ball joint. Legs can kick forward that far, but can't really kick back that far unless you move it around. Then you can do the front splits. You can also do the side splits. The crotch has a tendency to come untabbed. You know, if you want to do that, yeah, that's cool. Maybe give him like a little bit of a wider stance. But this works. Knee swivel. Oh wait, and side swivel. Technically. Knee swivel, ball jointed knee. This actually becomes his elbow later, and nothing at the ankle. I mean, come on, Battletrap gets to become the legs. Of course he has more articulation. So, yeah, there you have both figures. Now, as for the size comparisons, we're going to do Battletrap first, obviously. Here is Earthrise Grapple, who is refusing show up on camera until I lift this thing up. Yeah, there we go. Grapple is quite a big boy. Thrilling 30 Hoist, who is relatively small. It's still bigger than Wheeljack, what do you know? And also Earthrise, Wheeljack. I'll review him. Yeah, I'll try to coordinate a schedule for my reviews. So, yeah, there you have those. As for the cons, here you have the glorified Dorito himself. That's fun. Sieg 6-gun, who refuses to stand up now because I've messed with him. One of his pivots is off. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Sieg 6-gun. And last but not least, another problem causer of scale himself, G1 Astrotrain. Because, like, in reality, this is how big Astrotrain should be compared to Battle/. Actually, probably should be, like, bigger. Yeah, that's how big it should be. So, yeah, there you go. Now we're going to do the transformation to Battletrap mode. Alright, so let's get this combination thing out of the way. So, once again, we're getting rid of Battle/. It's the curse of looking at Battletrap first. I gotta do everything first with him. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and split the chest. Basically take these and angle them down, rotate the arms back, and plug them into place. You can really do whatever you want with these arms. To be honest, maybe even remove them off their ball joints while we're... Can they remove? No, they can't remove. Okay, well. Maybe just leave them like that now. That makes the legs look weird. There we go. There we go. All of the same stuff on the other side. So, yeah, there we go. See? I told you he'd turn into a pair of pants. He does turn into a very bulky pair of legs. I'm not going to do articulation for him, because that's what we're going to do when we get this guy combined with him. So, speaking of this guy, what you want to do is you want to open up his back, open up his chest, fold his head away, close that up, bring the arms in, and then you want to go ahead and get the legs up and out of the way, basically if you're going back into copter mode. Unlike copter mode, bring up the combiner port, and now the way the directions tell you to position the arms is you basically just want to rotate the biceps and bring the arms in like that. That's how the directions want you to do it, and just finishing up the transformation. Lock the arms in here to become arms, obviously. Bring up the head, just lock it into place, close up the chest, and there you go. There you go, you got these guys, and obviously they're about the same height. Unfortunately, I'm not really that big a fan of this type of combination, which is why what I usually do is, once again, going back to here, rotate this one, just rotate this arm 180 degrees inwards, bend this elbow, and then bring the arms together and basically combine them. That gives him the rotating backpack of his G1 toy. It doesn't spin completely all that. Oh, there we go. Now we got it. There we go. So yeah. Now as for the combined mode, this is actually the funny part. That is the port. Guess where Roadtrap's head is going? Probably shouldn't go laughing again. I mean, you saw how long it took me to stop laughing about Bone Crusher's removable face. So yeah, basically just shove Roadtrap's head up Battle Slash's butt. Anus? I don't know. Yeah, anyways, and there you go. There you have Battletrap in his bot mode. Didn't even need to adjust the camera. What about that? I still find it absolutely hilarious where Roadtrap's head has to go for a combination. So, yeah, we'll pause because I did that last time with transformation, and we're going to do it again. It's my channel. I'll do whatever I want to. So, now that we have these two in their combined mode, let's take a good look at them. So, obviously, a lot has changed. We went from two really disproportionate Legends class bots to one mostly proportionate Deluxe class robot. I mean, just for a quick comparison, here is a Power of the Primes Deluxe class figure. Here is a Thrilling 30 Deluxe figure. Yeah, so we have them out. Here is an Earthrise Deluxe. And here is a Siege Deluxe. As you can see, they're roughly the same height. Oh, and also appears a Dark of the Moon Deluxe, but that ain't a fair comparison. Starscream's a Dorito. That ain't right. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, compared to the G1 toy, it looks basically... Hasbro did what they wanted to. They made a more articulate version of Battletrap that wasn't just a Springer repaint. That was what the second ever Battletrap figure was, a repaint of Springer. Because car, helicopter, you know, that's what these guys are comprised of. Yeah, so I mean, you can see where each individual vehicle mode kind of makes their appearance, like Roadtrap's shoes, which for majority's sake, Vans. He's wearing Vans. There we go. I said it. Are you happy now? He do got some nice shoes though. I will say that. Battle Slash's helicopterness, specifically the front and the rear of the helicopter, as well as the midsection, displayed proudly on his back. Heck, I think even the head appears to be a combination of both of their faces. Yeah, that makes some sense. Like, let me just go ahead and split these two parts. You know, I'm just gonna look for similarities. Yank them out of there. yeah, like you got Battleflash's head crest, a good majority of Battletrap's helmet and visor, as well as Battleflash's fist. Yeah, you can clearly see the two individuals stored. You can clearly see their facial features in there. As for Kibble, it's a Legends class combiner, so I'm going to be a little more forgiving. Yeah, the arms, they look pretty good. Yeah, the back looks pretty good. I mean, obviously it's just two arms combined, but eh. And of course, obviously, yeah, Battletrap's arms just hanging out back there, just like, hey man, what's up? So, yeah, now as for the size comparisons, we already used most of the figures here, so here's Earthrise Grapple, and finally, now we can see him. Anyways, so we got that, and here we have G1 Astrotrain, who, again, should be about right about here in scale terms. He really should be right about here in scale terms. The Decepticons are a lot bigger than you would expect them to be. So, yeah, there you have it. So, this has been my review for Power of the Prime. Oh, wait, we didn't do Articulation. Crap. Okay, so Articulation. We have a rotation at the head. This neck joint can technically untab, so, has a little bit of down movement, not a lot of up. 180 degrees at the shoulder, arms move out, bend at the elbow, bicep swivel, waist swivel, thanks to Battletrap's head being shoved up Battleflash's, butt. Forward, backward, and outward movement. Got a side swivel. Got a bend at the knee that basically breaks apart the whole back of the leg. A bit of an ankle rotation. A touch bit of up and down. And a pivot. It's kind of limited here. How wide of a stance can we get him in? There we go. And technically this joint of transformation, I don't know if it's technically could be used as an ab crunch, but it works. His shoulder came untabbed. But yeah, it works. It works. It works. He's got himself a nice little ab crunch. Yep. Okay, so now for the end of the review for real. This is a really, really great figure. I definitely recommend picking him up. He's great. That's all I'm gonna say. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye now.